Hello, everybody. This is Heather from Awaken by Heather. Happy July 1st, Canada Day weekend. I hope that you are enjoying every ounce possible with your family. I am so thrilled to be here with you again for our second month at Awaken by Heather Life and Empowerment Membership Network. Thank you so much for investing your time and your energy and just sharing the magic of your growth and development with me. I really, truly do appreciate it. I'm just going to take a second here to set up a couple of things. There we go. Okay, so let's get things started straight away. July. July 1st brings in a brand new month. July 2nd brings in a brand new moon in Cancer. And it is a very great time to be starting things new. We're also in the middle of a solar eclipse that is happening. So things are going to be a little feisty and amplified over this time, but it's okay. We can go through it. We can make it through. All is well, and it's going to be okay. It's just going to kick some stuff up for us probably. And when that does, pay attention to what it's kicking up, where it's kicking up in your lifetime, because there's a message there for it. For sure. And then just, take it with a grain of salt and get yourself through it as quickly as possible. What this July in Awaken is going to be about is release. And I really, truly want to dive deep this month into this focus and journey into all the ways in which we can release in our lives and what that means and the power of possibilities that come whenever we're able to release. I talk about, the new moons and full moons all the time. And this is a great opportunity to explore the cycle. Release is a cycle. Everybody has to go through it. There's no avoiding it. It happens at one time or another, whether you like it or not. It's a matter of how you work through it. So let's take the opportunity to just be with it. With release can come some of the greatest and most powerful opportunities to shine, to start again, and to have new beginnings. And I really feel personally that this is a really great time to do this month. So the very first thing that I am going to be doing here is we're going to go through again just some of the highlights of the new moon that's coming up on the 2nd. And this Cancer new moon is about intuition. It's about nurturing. It's about being sensitive and having a need to be needed. Everybody needs to feel needed. We all crave security, and we all really truly want a purpose. So if you're not getting that in life, then why is that happening? Or if you're being overstimulated, why is that happening? I know in my life personally, lately there has been a lot of stuff going on, and it's really hard to navigate and go through it. But when I can step back and just kind of observe from a calm and peaceful place, then I'm able to just let it unfold. And ultimately, life always unfolds. You have a choice whether to react to it or whether to go with it. And I've decided that just going with it and trusting the process, that it is meant for my highest good, is what's important to me. So that is something that I highly recommend. If things kick up, or even you want a new way of just surrendering to the moment, try that this month. Just try taking a deep breath and surrender. Okay, so to start things off, we have this month of course, our circle here. Again, we are in the very beginning stages of deer medicine in the south position inside of the Ojibwe Aboriginal medicine wheel. So again, that's about gentleness. It's about intuitiveness. It's about vulnerability and honoring and being compassionate for all that we do and everything that we are involved in. So all of these things are great ways to just remember to center in and be, in a place of openness to receive all that the world has to share with you. This month we have some very, very special event speakers coming on. We're going to talk this month are about a lot of wellness programs. I think that for a lot of us, myself included, there's so many different whole wellness and wellness fads that are going on out there. They're all over the internet. They are on TV. They're everywhere you look. We are all in a place of wanting to be able to be in our best what's the word I'm trying to say? We're all in a place where we want to be living our best lives and being our best selves. And I don't think that there's anybody in the world who hasn't or isn't struggling with a weight issue or a wellness issue or health issue. So I want to tackle some of those things this month. I want to talk about the healthy ways in which we can embrace change to make a difference. So we're going to dive into, I keep hearing a lot about the keto diet and a lot about ketos as a natural supplement to get you into ketosis. I want to investigate all about that. I'm going to spend the next couple months kind of diving into some wellness and lifestyle things that way, just to give you guys an opportunity to lean in and to explore. You all know that I am a life and wellness coach. So, if you want to talk about your wellness, if you need some help getting on track, if you want to change the habits, get some meal plans together, or even just figure out what your wellness plan looks like, then reach out to me. I can help you do that. I have an extensive amount of documentation and knowledge to share with you around all of these things, whether you have medical intolerances, you're vegan, vegetarian, or anything like that. We can deal with all that. I can help you to build your best plan so that you are, truly honoring yourself and your own body in the way that it needs to. So we will dive into a couple of those things, especially ketos and ketosis this month. I will be recording a couple of amazing meditations around the moon cycle, just like last month. And if you haven't had a chance to look through last month, definitely pop on over there and check that out, because there's a lot of good nuggets in there from last month that you can take away to just, dive in. Just because you didn't catch it last month, it's not month specific. You can pick it up whenever you want. You can go back, you can redo it whenever you want. So you can definitely check that out. We're also going to be having, of course, our spotlight showcase happening, where we have a professional coming in. I'm just working at the details on that, but they are good, and I will be keeping you posted very soon as I get the confirmation on that. And then after we do that interview, 2 weeks later, we'll follow up with a Q&A, so that you have the opportunity as an Awaken by Heather member to ask the questions to that specific professional, and reach out and just have a discussion around maybe some things that you need to know. So that will be posted very shortly. The calendar of events will be up later tomorrow as well, with all of the things that are happening this month. And then I'm really excited to be doing something that's really cool I think for me, for everybody. Let's face it, we all have questions. We all are real people, and we all experience life in a strange and crazy way. what I'm going to be doing is opening up and doing like a podcast interview, an open interview. It's called The Round Table, and there is no filter on this. We'll go into this with a variety of different people, and we will tackle topics that all of us, could potentially have um, a need to figure out. We'll look at different viewpoints from everybody. It's always fun to gather the information of how other people are dealing and to be able to relate. I mean, how many times in your life have you been in a situation where maybe you're on a path and you're thinking, oh goodness gracious, I shouldn't do that, this isn't for me, but I really want to. Is it for me? And nobody else would do this, and you don't have the ability to reach out and see if that is something that other people would do and what their viewpoints on it. This roundtable is going to tackle, a couple topics, and we're going to have a roundtable discussion about it. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be good, and I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be bad, but we are going to talk about it. And that is exactly what I want to do here. I want to open the floor and the discussion. You're also going to get some Real Talk Thursdays where we will talk about the real things in life. And I will open myself up as a coach for you to lean into. If you are struggling, if you are just looking to transform, and you need somebody to keep you accountable or to help you get there or prioritize or, bring you to, reach out to me, because this is a place where I can help you do that. You can lean in and I can give you some tips and share some knowledge and share some ways for you to do that. So that is another thing that we're doing as well. And then, of course, there'll be lots more. I'll release it here. If you actually saw the post earlier today, there's lots going on. And it's just going to keep growing, and I'm very happy and excited about this. So what I want to do tonight is actually incorporate our Oracle card pull inside of this meeting as well. Sorry, I have a really dry throat right now. What I've done here is I have chosen the Universe Has Your Back card. So we all know that this month we're going to focus on release, whatever that is, good, bad, ugly. Find a way to find your release, to release something old, to release, a way in which you're doing things, to open up to new opportunities. Just apply release in your life this month, and let's see how it unfolds. So with that in mind, the Universe Has Our Back card came up, and it is this one. So I'm not sure if you can kind of see that a little bit. I will read it out to you. It says, in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. So that's pretty powerful, okay? And just think, as you're going through and stepping forward this month, and the universe has your back always. If you are, truly living, dreaming your passion and aspiring to be in a place of connection and movement, then you're going to get that. So keep reaching, all right? That's the Universe That Has Our Back card. I'm going to use the spirit animals this month just because I really like them, and because we're in the month of the deer, or not in the month, we're in the cycle of the deer medicine. I feel very drawn right now. A lot of animals have been showing up in my path over the last little bit. I think that's for a reason. So we're going to use these. I'm just going to give them a quick little shuffle. So what I'm going to do, instead of doing what I did last month I did a full-on month spread. I'm not going to do that this month. I'm actually going to just draw 4 cards, and those 4 cards will represent the weeks that we have. I'm going to, there's week number 1. I'm going to give you intuitive insight to what I think it is, and then I'll give you the meaning, okay? So as I shuffle these cards, I am doing it for the Awaken by Heather Life and Wellness Empowerment group. And I'm just looking for the cards that are most representative of the energy and the experience that is available to all of us in this month of July 2019. So what is it that we need to know from this animal deck to figure things out? So there's week 2 and week 3 all in one. And I had to say this is pretty cool because I've seen this before, so hold on. And I'll tell you a little bit of story about our week 3 here. So I'm just looking for week 4 to come on out for us and there it is. Okay, so our very first week. So this is reflective of this week coming up because we're 1 through 7, and that is this rabbit spirit. So I don't know about you, but whenever I see a rabbit popping around, it's a reminder to me of the beauty of all the growth that's around in the area. It's also a reminder that to me that I may be sitting in a place of being fearful to take the next step to really truly move and to go forward. So this says rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. So this rabbit actually shows that it is very fertile and it is time to make those big moves and leaps because we're in a good place. And if we go back to our other card here, that every moment in the universe is trying to conspire to bring us to the right place, then that's very fitting. So the rabbit spirit, like I said, is about luck. If you're struggling on the other side of that and you're not feeling very lucky, what are you afraid of? What's happening in your world that you're fearful of? When I say these words to you guys, I know that there's a lot of things kicking up the dust in the back of my life that brings me fear. And those are all things that I'm going to make sure that I'm very, very aware of and attentive and just compassionate around those areas as I sift through them and move forward and watch them unfold. So it says the oracle message is now is the lucky time. It may seem, so it says, a sunny meadow calls and a rabbit spirit appears to lead you out of your dark warren and into the light so that you can participate in fertile and beautiful experience. It may seem safe below ground, but the magic happens when you come out and take the risk of being vulnerable and co-creating something new. So that's really cool. So this week is all about really, truly living in the power and the passion of your dreams. New moon encourages you to do that. So find your place, find your calling, and see what the possibilities are in your world. There's a protection message here about vulnerability, and it says that, if you're not feeling safe, act as if you trust that everything is okay. And soon it will be okay. So that's really cool. So that was rabbit spirit. So that's the first week. Our second week comes to us and it is porcupine spirit. And it says on the card here, time for beginner mind. When I see a porcupine, I say, run. But no, I look at this porcupine and I see a very, very beautiful, magical, and mystical, wise creature. So I guess whenever I settle into this, I wonder which parts of your world are feeling brand new or where you need some newness in your life. Is there a part of your world that is just old and stagnant and it's calling you and you keep getting repetitive messages to move forward? I know mine is. And that's why it's really freaky that these cards come out the way that they do, because as much as, these cards are for all of us, it's totally resonating with me as well. So porcupine spirit is a time for beginner mind. When porcupine spirit calls your name, you're being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and to approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old confining stories no longer have a hold on you. So it really is time to magically transform. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you to find what you've been seeking, whether it is a relationship, an opportunity, or evidence that you have all you need right now. So go ahead and co-create. The protective messages: are you feeling prickly or defensive lately? Are you assuming that you will be hurt before you see any signs of that? Perhaps an old sense of guilt or shame is causing you to be very cynical or worry whenever you are meant to be open and curious. So yeah, when you think about a porcupine, they're very prickly, but what do they do whenever they're about to fire? They open up, right? So they become very expansive and then they release. So when I look at that now, I think, it's a very, very fitting time in the second week to fully expand. And, we're gathering our information back here in week 1. We're learning and we are looking for the abundance all around us. And then in the second week, it's time to expand, to really move, and to really be in a place where we are safe and secure. Week 3 is the vulture spirit. My vulture spirit story is that last week we came home and I said to my husband, oh my goodness gracious, what's in the front yard? And we drove up and I came out and it was a great big turkey buzzard on the front lawn in the middle of downtown Collingwood. And I got out of the car and I raced over because I want to get a picture of this magnificent bird. And they're not really that magnificent looking. And I was like, oh goodness gracious, you're huge. And there was a beauty in that fullness and that bigness. But I was like, and then it spread its wings and it jumped up onto the roof. And I looked at it again and I was like, wow. And then as we were taking pictures, it was becoming uncomfortable. And I get that. And it went to the peak and then it took off. I actually got pictures of this turkey vulture in full flight. And its wingspan was huge. And it went off and it just went away as quickly as it was there. But the beauty of it is that it's full of expansion. And this card says that the vulture spirit is nothing is wasted. So 63. Let me see what the book is saying about 63. When what seems hideous has its own beauty. See, I told you it wasn't very good looking. And the recycling of the repurposing that the vulture does is an important part of activity in nature that supports the cycle of life. So again, we're in a cycle here and we're honoring and we're doing what we need to do. So the vulture spirit message is that nothing is wasted for nurture, for nature sees value in everything that exists. What seems rotten and ugly has the potential to be transmuted into something beneficial, and you are reminded that any suffering you have experienced has not gone to waste. Wisdom and understanding came from that suffering. The hardships, you got peace. You got an awakening of the power that was deep inside of you. And it served your journey, and it will continue to serve your journey wherever you go. So this is asking in a protective way. Actually, I like this. It says, no pain was in vain and no experience was wasted, for you had the power to use it to co-create something far better. So this is really about expansion this month. I totally get that. And I've sensed that for a little bit. And that's why I got very intuitively that we had to work on release. And because with release comes a brand new expansion period. So this is awesome. The protection message here is, do you wish you could run away from the past or deny your mistakes? Not so fast. You have gained some valuable information from this experience. Let your grief or your anger move through you, and soon your emotions will transform, for you will become to see what you have learned and grown into. This is really cool. So, whatever's happening, good, bad, or ugly, it's all happening for a reason, and it's because it's only going to benefit you. You're a beautiful, passionate individual, and you deserve to have the life that you want. So keep creating, keep wishing, keep intending, and keep moving forward, okay? And last but not least, in the week 4, we're looking at ant spirit. Now, whenever I see ants, sorry, I hope you guys aren't seeing this on my computer. Let me move this out of my way. So Windows update. So over here it says ant spirit, and it says time to collaborate. When I see ants, I know that there's building going on. I immediately get the sense that there's something new about. This is also representative of it. It says it's time to collaborate. So when you are with You know, when you see ants, it's not usually just one. There's usually a bunch of them. I don't know what they call them. Maybe a farm of ants. I'm not sure. But this is really cool to have this in a building place at the very last month of July, because we've gone through, you know, this getting into ourself, relaxing and expanding and really truly learning from our experience. And then now it's time to move again. It says, when the ant spirit comes on a visit, it's to celebrate the benefits of working in a partnership with others as part of a community or a tribe. Spirit reminds you that you need to build your dream, you need to work with others, accept help, and trust in your most important partnership, the one you have with Spirit. Your intentions will come to fruition if you remain awake and focused on the co-creating of your reality. Protection message. Do you really believe that you have to do everything yourself? Do you believe that somehow any help you get will be disappointing or not good enough? Perhaps it's time to address your issues of control and bias toward the negative. It doesn't matter where or why you came to be pessimistic, mystic, or mistrustful around this. If Ant Spirit is showing up to you and you're feeling like this, it's time for you to open the doors to opportunity and heal. So that's really, really cool. What a great reading, actually. And I'm going to sit with this a little bit more too and share anything else I get. But I think that this month is going to be quite an eye-opener for all of us. And so the only thing that I ever ask you to do whenever you are in Awaken by Heather is to just surrender to your needs, to your path. Take in what's important for you, what you desire, what you want, and what you get out of things. Just because I read these cards and you're not here does not mean that you're not going to have a piece of it that's not going to resonate with you. If I am on a call and there's questions being asked and you can't get on, and then you're frustrated because you weren't able to ask a call or ask a question or something like that, it's okay. Take a listen through the conversations, because I bet you're going to get an answer in there. Because whenever we come together like this in a tribal circle, we are connected. And even though you may not physically be here personally, you're going to get some tidbits out of it, and something's going to apply and resonate with you. So just be open to the experience. I hope that you enjoy all the special little tidbits that I'm going to have this month, and the takeaways and the meditations and all of those things. Use them whenever you can, download them whenever you want, and apply them to your life as you see fit. If you would like to share this experience with some other people, I would really, truly appreciate that. You can share the link to the website or just have them contact me. They can also check out the Awaken by Heather community Facebook page, where I will share tidbits of everything on there, so they can get kind of an idea of what this is all about. Last month, we had the 2 interviews with Christina. The first one was about her story, which was very powerful. The second was a live conversation where we talked about whole life living, and it was very powerful as well. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. She's a wonderful, wonderful teacher and leader, and she has some great knowledge and insight. And so you can always go back and check that out as well. With that, I want to just take a moment here, a couple more minutes, and I just want you to center into yourself for a second. So I want you to take a couple breaths here and relax into your space. Pardon me. And in with your breath and out, and relax into your space. I want you to just be right in this beautiful pocket of relaxation and acceptance, openness, and vulnerability this month. I ask that all of my ancestors, spirit, and our guides, our personal guides, our animal guides, and anybody who is lovingly hold us, show up for us this month, that we are wrapped in the arms with a magical, magical cloak around us of protection and security and abundance and growth and development. I want to call on dear medicine to help us to truly open up to our compassion, our vulnerability, and our gentleness and our creativity this month. And just be open to explore and to reach and to stretch. And breathing in and breathing out. I want you to remember that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are enough, you are worth it, and your dreams matter. So keep reaching for those dreams and taking the steps to really, truly transform your life. I ask that we're fully protected and guided, and all abundant things come to us this month because we're open to receive and we're open to give as well. Take another breath cycle here and know that you are divinely protected above and you're divinely protected below. And I want you to imagine that there's a great big beam of light and it is growing from straight up above down through your feet into the core below, and that we're connected and growing, and you can feel that energy pulsing in your body, that energy of expansion and release and openness and desire and compassion. And there's a light. The light is switched on and we're ready to explore. This light is with you all month long. We'll check into it a few more times over the month. And you can just find the peace and the solace in knowing that everything is perfect in your world. So coming back to the room now, just finishing out your breath in and out, relaxing and being. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Canada Day. Hello, Awaken by Heather, July month. To my tribe, I look forward to watching you grow and stretch and be the person that I see in each and every one of you. So from my heart to yours, have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we'll talk real soon in the circle. Bye, everybody.